We'll call the regular meeting in the New Ulm New Ulm City Council for March 7, 2017, 4:30 PM to order. First item on the agenda is your consent agenda items. What's your wishes?
I'll offer a motion to approve those.
Second.
We got a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda items. Any discussion on any?
Just a comment, Mr. President, on looking at through the years of service, I just came across Gary Domeyer from the Electric Production Department, Chief Engineer, 43 years of service. That's pretty amazing to working for our city for that long. And Betty Rozier for 35 years of service. So I just wanted to point that out and thank them for their years of service with the city.
Any more?
I second that.
Pretty good. It's pretty darn, that's many
Yeah,
years.
that's a lot of years.
No more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, no. Motion carries. Item 2A, consider motion approving with conditions a preliminary plot, Retzlaff's First Edition, located at 106 to 110 Monument Street.
I'll move it
I'll second it with conditions.
with the conditions, yeah.
We got a motion and a second to approve it with conditions. Any more discussion?
I just liked, the planning commission met. We were all in favor of recommending approval with conditions, and both parties understand that, and it's pending a sale, so.
All right, any more discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. Item 3A, consider resolution declaring official intent of the City of New Ulm to reimburse expenditures with the proceeds of tax-exempt general obligation permanent improvement revolving fund bond series 2017. Nicole?
Counselors, Mr. President, this is something we do every year. It's just, what it does is it allows us to move forward with our projects for the year that we plan to bond for. We can start with the projects and keep going and pay the costs as they come, and then we can still reimburse ourselves with the proceeds from the bonds once they're received, probably in August, so.
Okay, thank you.
I'll offer the motion, or the resolution, and waive the reading.
Second.
We got a motion and a second to offer the resolution, waive the reading. Any more discussion? Seeing none. Finance Director, please call the roll.
Counselor Fisher?
Yes.
Counselor Mack?
Yes.
Counselor Schultz?
Yes.
Counselor Christian?
Yes.
President Schmitz?
Yes, motion carries. Item 3B, consider a motion to allow staff to accept credit and debit cards as a form of payment without charging a surcharge, and authorize the city manager to sign an agreement with ETS Corporation after the city attorney has reviewed the agreement.
I'm going to offer the motion on this.
I'm gonna
I'll second.
We got a motion and a second. Any discussion?
I know they said, on here it talks about the city attorney reviewing the agreement. Is there any concerns on your end? Have you had a chance to look at it?
They've been sent to our office. We're in the process of reviewing
Reviewing
them. Credit card agreements are usually fairly thick. Haven't seen anything yet.
I think this is something, we're just going to this, and we've been at the credit card world for a number of years, so I think I'm glad to see the city's moving this direction.
I had somebody contact me and ask about automatic withdrawal from your credit card, automatic payment, if that's a possibility. I noticed with the public utilities, I don't think they have that for the utility bills.
The
but
software we have now isn't capable of doing that with the credit cards. And we can't set it up in our office because we can't hold the card numbers. We want nothing to do with holding the card numbers. So we can't set it up from a credit card. We do have the automatic withdrawal from a bank account for the utility bills,
Right.
but
But
that's all we're
They were
capable
wondering
of
if
right
it's all
now.
possible to do it with credit cards, because some things I know you can. and-
Yep. Now, that's a question I've asked of the software company, and I would believe that they would be working towards that at some point. It's just not ready right now.
So something we could look at in the future possibly then. Okay. Any more discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, no. Motion carried. Item 3C, consider resolution authorizing the grant application to fund the 2017-2018 Minnesota Green Corporation corporate or corpse position to work with urban forestry projects.
I'll offer that resolution, waive the reading.
Second.
We got a motion and a second to offer resolution, waived reading. Any discussion?
I guess I would like to hear just a little bit about it, maybe just for information.
You got something on the top?
Tom Schmitz, Park and Recreation Director and Advisor to the Tree Advisory Commission. Councilors, President, this is an opportunity to apply for another grant. We're in the first year, 11 months that we've ever received a Green Corps grant for a full-time participant. Shane Omersa's here. He's been working in urban forestry efforts, and the 11 months expires with his term in August. The deadline for the following cycle, the 17-18 cycle, is St. Patrick's Day, so we've got to get that application in, by next Friday. A number of different forestry initiatives that he's been working on, and we continue, as the Tree Advisory Commission, recommend moving forward with this, from an inventory to tree planting to disease tree preparedness and so on. I don't know if Engineer Kaler has anything he'd like to add from the Tree Advisory Commission standpoint?
Great. Thank you.
Nope.
This grant covers, obviously, the salary and benefits. According to your information, our city costs are pretty minimal, including office, space for an office, supplies, equipment, and vehicle use. But like we mentioned, the wages, benefits, workers' comp are all covered by the Green Corps. How many years can we continue to apply for this? Is this ongoing, or do we have a limit?
I do not think there is a limit.
Okay. Other cities get them year after year after year. I mean,
Some
continue.
cities do.
Larger
yes.
cities probably.
I don't know if it's gone on for, 5 or more years, but I do know that it has been awarded, 2 to 3 years to certain organizations, cities and counties and nonprofits.
Tom, is this a similar organization to what Hearts Beat Back is going to apply for or is applying for?
Yes, the Heart of New Ulm project has had an AmeriCorps Green Corps position. They're in their second year now, so they've gotten 2 years in a row.
Okay. Well, it makes a lot of sense if we can get an individual to help us with this project at very limited cost. So I know the Tree Commission's been wanting help with a lot of different projects real recently, so we'll certainly support it.
Any more discussion? Seeing none, do we have a motion?
Yep.
Okay. Any more discussion? None? Finance Director, please call the roll.
Counselor Fisher?
Yes.
Counselor Mack?
Yes.
Counselor Schultz?
Yes.
Counselor Christian?
Yes.
President Schmitz?
Yes, motion carries. Item 3D, consider resolution to accept from the Brown Nicollet Community Health Board of Safety PACE brand 100 compact entry-level speed sign.
Do we have any more information on this topic?
Roger?
I didn't see a cost. I mean, I know it's not costing us anything, but what the overall cost of the sign even is, do we know that?
President Schmitz, members of the council, Commander Borkert with the Nome Police Department. The cost of it is $2,600. There's essentially no cost to us, and
Well, there is a
we're going to
cost.
be basically taking care of the sign for the most part. However, the arrangement is that anybody, Nicollet County, also in any law enforcement agency in Brown County would certainly, be able to utilize it.
Will this replace the one that we already have now, or is this will be an addition to?
It'll be an addition to.
Okay.
This one will actually record like traffic stats, which is, it's kind of nice, like, if you're going for a grant or something like that, or even if like in an area that there's essentially a problem. Right now, the speed trail that we have, we're going to keep maintaining that. It's still in good condition and stuff. And I suppose if you're going to have a major cost that's going to come up in the future, that's something that's probably going to have to be weighed in the future. But it's still in good condition and everything. This is a portable sign that just fits on the receiver hitch of like for example, on my squad car, the assigned squad car that I have, and then you can just simply move it wherever you want to. It goes right on the receiver hitch. Where the other one,
Okay.
is
Trailer.
the trailer. But we'll have both of them. But the difference really is that this one records traffic data.
So by that, you mean it'll tell us how many speeders were in violation in that particular stretch over X period of time?
Exactly.
Okay. Which
over,
might be some
over a
good
period of
information.
time. So we're not going to be doing any enforcement measures on that, other than, we might have our roaming patrol in that area if we know that there's an issue. But we're not going to be like mailing anybody a citation or anything, because that may come up. That's not the purpose of this, but rather it's just so that we know that if we have it up by the school, or if we move it another area of town, we know that, there's people that, maybe potentially are going over 50 miles an hour, and this is a 30 mile an hour zone, or it's between this time frame. And then that's something that, we try to address with public information, or maybe with enforcement, or a combination.
So I suppose like even around the school, if it was say 70% of the time that people are speeding, that's an area you want to provide some extra enforcement.
And that's really was the driving force for writing the grant.
Okay.
Was because, we were having problems at the beginning of the school years when we started writing this grant, essentially when we kind of identified that we had a potential problem up there. And,
We do
but,
have a
I
problem.
think it can be applied, different areas, but that was really the driving force.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any more
Yeah, just one question. So when you say it records data, it doesn't actually record license plate or anything. It just, what speed it is.
That's
right?
correct.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's nothing that we would be like mailing a
Being able
citation
to
on.
yeah.
We just know that, there's between the period of 1600 and 1700, within 1 hour, we had, 10 cars drive through here, and 7 of them were exceeding the speed limit. And then, we'd be able to know specifically what the speeds were, which is very helpful.
Yeah, would be.
I guess, Dave, do you download this information? I mean, does this record and then send it to an officer that's on duty, that there might be a high
No,
traffic area?
we could access it. We can access it anytime we really want to. So, I mean, the officers could be watching that. I suppose if they, went on and actually access that screen and stuff. But realistically, because there's one feature where you can actually download it as like real time. The other one is where we just go in there and later on we look at the data, and it's like, okay, this seems to be an issue between this time frame or during this time frame. Where before, like with the other speed trailer, we just, we still have that speed trailer. That's more, I think, we get a lot of positive feedback on that, where people like to know, they're making sure that their speedometer is working, because maybe they change tires or something like that. Sometimes that's a concern that they have. But we have absolutely no idea, because we just simply don't have that data. It doesn't record that.
Sure.
But that's, that speed trailer, that's been around for a while. That's 15 years old, approximately. But it still works fine, and we still plan on utilizing it.
Okay.
Any more questions? Seeing none? Finance Director, please call the roll.
Counselor Fisher?
Yes.
Counselor Mack?
Yes.
Counselor Schultz?
Yes.
Counselor Christian?
Yes.
President Schmitz?
Yes, motion carries.
Say, Charlie,
Yes.
Get a resolution?
Yeah, I don't know that if we
didn't
got a resolution, that's where I got.
I'll offer that resolution, waive the reading on it.
Second.
We got a motion and a second to offer resolution waived reading. You want to redo the call?
Counselor Fisher?
Yes.
Counselor Mack?
Yes.
Counselor Schultz?
Yes.
Counselor Christian?
Yes.
President Schmitz?
Yes, motion carries. Item 4A, consider acceptance of a list of claims paid and approve a list of claims to be paid. Claims paid in the amount of $1,056,061.89, and claims to be paid in the amount of $596,869.84.
Motion to pay.
Second.
We got a motion and a second to pay. Any more discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Motion carries. With no more business, meeting adjourned.